All right, giving a quick review of this photo frame. All right, just got it plugged in, just temporarily, just to see how it works and stuff like that. But all right, so I guess I'll do the setup in front of you guys. Wait, hold on. So go to English, and then, all right, it's asking for the Wi-Fi, and obviously I'm gonna block out. All right, so now it's connected. All right, setting up the time zone. All right, well, it automatically updated. All right. Okay, is downloading. All right, anyway, without sitting here making you watch like the whole downloading, the update and so forth, yeah, it does work. Only thing is you can attach it to the wall, right? You can attach it to the wall if you want, but then again, you're gonna have the problem with updating. I mean, the problem with the wiring. So yeah, it's basically gonna end up like sitting on top of a table, right? With the wire hanging down. That's the only drawback that I could see. But looking through the instructions and everything, you could download off of an app and basically upload all your photos and things like that via Wi-Fi. So which is kind of nice. You could also have a backup like a 32 gig micro SD card and things like that. So it seems like a pretty good device. Only drawback would be that wire that, I mean, it has to stay plugged in order for it to work. So, hiding the wires and stuff like that, the wires being even long enough, depending on where your outlets are, stuff like that. So that's the only thing to consider, if you're gonna decide to purchase this device.